Gabrielle's mom. I'm also a doctor in traditional Chinese medicine, and I want to tell you a little bit about Gabrielle and her history. She was born 14 years ago, and she was born extremely premature. She was born at 26 weeks, and when she was born, she weighed 1 pound and 8 ounces and was immediately put into the neonatal intensive care unit to be cared for. And this is where her journey began. She had a very rough ride in the NICU. She required a life-saving surgery for her intestines. She developed seizures while she was there and multiple infections. And due to all these complications, when she was discharged, we came to learn that she also has cerebral palsy. So daily life with Gabrielle can bring many challenges, like you still have a newborn, even though she is 14. She requires a lot of care and attention constantly. I'm overjoyed that I met Dr. Cheryl Malakoff. And from there, the journey began. Dr. Malakoff explained to me basically what she does, and there's nothing basic about it, but to my understanding, it's a form of using energy and releasing different traumas, blockages, we say in Chinese medicine, that can affect the human body and the mind. And it's a skill set that she uses through, it's done from a distance, but to me it's using different frequencies almost to unravel and unlock these blockages in the body that can cause great hindrance for all of us. And they can cause it on physical levels or very subtle levels. And she described to me how she would be able to start this treatment with Gabrielle and go in different phases to help start unwinding a lot of the trauma and blockages that have occurred to her throughout her life. When Dr. Malakoff first met Gabrielle and she came over to our house, Gabrielle, her movement was minimal, and her ability to track items with her eyes was very limited. She does not use her left hand a lot, but could use her right hand sparingly. It took a lot of effort to get her to move and reach and grasp for items. And we used to call her zone out time, where Gabrielle would just zone out, look out into space and kind of not pay attention to us or the conversations. We used to think she was bored with us. So as Cheryl began to work with her and unlock some of these different patterns and sequences in her body, I started to notice some changes in her. I started to notice that she was zoning out less often. Her caregiver also commented on that as well. And then slowly, over the course of a few months, her movement started to change. She started to press down with both feet in her chair and start to push herself out of her chair. And so different people who would come over and visit, like her grandparents, they live 5 blocks away, her grandpa particularly noticed, whoa, she's moving a lot more. And over the course of 8 months of work, he was so concerned with her that she needed a seat belt. He wanted to build her a special restriction because she was starting to jump out of her chair or slide down, which she never did that before. We never had to worry because her movement was so limited. So her gross motor skills in her lower body started to increase, and they increased enough that one of her physical therapists decided to try out an adaptive tricycle for her. And she met the requirements and was awarded an adaptive tricycle, and recently, before COVID, participated in a 5K race on her tricycle. So this was her first ever type of movement in this manner and first race ever. She was very proud of herself. And her ability to track has improved. She's been able to get a communicative board through the help of Dr. Malakoff, kind of, advocating for her, and that there's other means of communication. So with the help of Dr. Malakoff and her teacher, her communication has increased with her eye tracking and ability to communicate yes or no using eye blinking. So that has definitely improved. And I would also say the improvement of her right arm has greatly increased over the course of time that Dr. Malakoff is working with her. People who don't know her as well, for example, our neighbors who come over and visit her, notice, comment, what are you doing different with Gabrielle? She's moving a lot more and she's talking a lot more. She greets people when they come. She's much more involved in conversations. She wants to be a part of things. She's a lot more present, and she seems happy that she can move her body to show these expressions that she wants to get across to us. So after a little over maybe a year of working with Dr. Malakoff, the changes in Gabrielle have been very positive. It's affected us as a family in a great way. She's definitely more present and able to communicate with us in ways that she hadn't before, and just improves our quality of life across the board. So I came into this project with a very open mind and eager to see what Dr. Malakoff would be able to do and the different changes in Gabrielle, and was very pleasantly surprised. It definitely superseded my expectations. There's many other cases like Gabrielle with different conditions that could definitely benefit from this new type of treatment modality. Dr. Cheryl Malakoff is pioneering some research in this area that I feel is very, very important. This is the future of medicine. As a clinician, I value the subtle, the energetics in our bodies. This is what kickstarts all processes in the cells, as we know, and this is becoming more and more available due to research. And I would like to help promote further research in this area, which Dr. Malakoff is involved in. She's currently trying to fund a project for helping children with muscular dystrophy, Duchenne syndrome. So these things I feel are very important as a mom, but also as a clinician, that this type of research continues to be funded and looked into. As for Gabrielle, I'm overjoyed and overwhelmed with everything that Dr. Malakoff has done for her and us as an entire family. So I hope you take this time to read her personal message down below and do something positive in this world. Thank you.